Solid Signal podcast for the week of March 24th, 2014. We're going to go off on a little tangent this week, and I know you guys enjoy that. It seems like most of the podcasts that I do where I rant or scream or go way off topic are the more popular ones, which is kind of interesting. Supposedly, this is supposed to be a podcast to help you guys learn a little bit, but I guess, me getting angry is more entertaining, so let's get started. Do you go to the movie theaters? Do you go more than once a week? I'm kind of curious because I see these things every week and it says, oh, such and such a movie has made $100 million at the box office, or such and such a movie has made $500 million at the box office. And yet I personally have not set foot in a movie theater in about 9 months. I watched the Star Trek movie on the big screen, and it's really more because I've seen every single one of the other ones on the big screen, not so much because I wanted the experience. I mean, when you really sit down and think about it, there isn't a whole lot that you can get at a movie theater that you can't get at home. There's 3D, and I understand that 3D is still hanging on in the movie theaters, and most of us don't have that at home, but you could. You could if you wanted to. I just don't know why anyone would. And I'm not quite sure that's what's driving people to the movie theaters. So what's driving people to the movies? Is it the peer pressure, just want to spend some time with your friends? Is it the idea of having a date night, maybe getting away from the kids? I can certainly understand all of that. But when it really comes down to it, you don't get a lot of value for the movies, do you? I mean, not even taking into account the fact that the movies aren't necessarily that good, in my opinion. Because with the price of tickets these days, it's very hard for two people to go out, get 2 movie tickets, popcorn, and drinks for much under $50. And if you've got a family of 4 or more, expect to pay $75 once you're done feeding them and getting them all in there. And, that's kind of ridiculous. That's a lot for an experience that really isn't that good. I'm a big fan of my personal home theater. My TV isn't that big and my sound system isn't that great. But I can stop stuff anytime I want. I can watch things for a little while, go away for a little while, answer the phone for a little while. And I'm sitting in my own home with the chairs that are comfortable to me, that I know are clean, because movie theater seats, who knows who does what in those things. And so I loop back around to a couple of things. First of all, why are people going to the movies? And I really don't understand it. Second of all, why are movies not cheaper? Until 10 years ago, all movies were delivered to the theaters in big cans full of film. The films themselves didn't last that long. The prints tended to wear out after just a few weeks. The sound started to go. And, these things were expensive to deliver. They were expensive to make. And so the plan was everyone was going to go digital. That was going to eliminate costs. Sure, there was going to be the upfront cost of the projector, but beyond that, you get a reusable hard drive, or you just download the thing. And that was supposed to keep movie costs low. And yet movie costs are higher than they ever were, and ticket prices keep going up. And the other thing is, if you think about it, food prices keep going up. Theater owners were saying, oh, because of the royalties we have to pay and whatever, food is really where we make our money. The shows themselves don't make us a whole lot of money either. Well, that's a really kind of a rotten economic plan, is sell people $10 popcorn because you can't afford to make anything from their $15 movie. Movie theater business is just ripe to be disrupted. The movies that make the most money, that profit the most, aren't always the ones that cost the most, and the ones that cost the most aren't always the best. People tend to fall in love with little movies, and even those effects-laden blockbusters don't have to be as expensive as they are. The whole model is just incredibly messed up. Which reminds me of a quote that I once heard attributed to Mark Twain. And that's, everybody talks about the weather, but nobody really does anything about it. Of course, he was making a joke. But, we can talk about how messed up the whole movie system is, but if we keep going to the theaters, well, it's not going to get any better. So, maybe think about waiting a few months for that movie. You can actually buy it for less money than you spend watching it in the theater. Movie studios need to take a look at the amount of money that they're making from Netflix and iTunes and Amazon and that kind of distribution, and base their profit projections on that, not on the movie theater. Because, any moment now, the whole bottom could fall out of the movie theater idea because, like I said, it's really not that good. This isn't going to be driven by the studios, though. You're not going to see movie studios just putting stuff available for rental on iTunes the same week that it goes into the theater or even the next week. Movie theater owners have contracts in place to make sure that doesn't happen. Where it is going to happen is if you and your friends and your kids just stop going to the movies, because it's a bad value, because it's not entertaining to just wait in line for everything and pay about 1,000% markup for popcorn. If you stop doing it, the model is going to change. So, here's my homework for all of you. And this is the first time I'm actually giving you homework on a Solid Signal podcast. Hopefully it doesn't drive all of you away. Leave a comment. Leave a comment on our blog. Leave a comment on our Facebook page, on the YouTube video page where this is posted, anywhere you'd like. Leave a comment. Let's have a discussion. If you think that I'm totally wrong, totally off the rails, let me know. That's called engagement, and that's what I live for. Tell me more about your experiences with the movies, and next week, if I do get a lot of engagement, I'll answer your questions. Until then, have a great week.